For joining me, and thank you to all the new subscribers and people viewing. I want to talk just briefly about the difference between clinical versus corporate psychopathy. It's estimated that with clinical, it's about 1% of the population that could potentially be diagnosed. Most of the research has been used in criminal populations, so a lot of the psychopathy research has been done in prisons. Other terms that are used, dysfunctional for clinical, versus corporate psychopathy. And sometimes you'll hear the term functional. I'm not crazy about it, and I'm definitely not crazy about successful psychopathy. I can talk about why they think that is, but let's look at this for a minute just to understand the difference. 1% in clinical of the population, they think it could be 3% in corporate. And I will stop drawing so much because I know doesn't look very good. But it's important for us to understand the differences, because here's the problem. So often when we mention psychopathy, we think of the severe criminal, the serial killer. And then that kind of lets us miss the folks that are also doing a lot of damage but are maybe not be violent. So it's important to think of psychopathy as, and this is, maybe a contentious issue, that it's on a continuum from low to high. Now, I'm actually going to put low here because it was probably that corporate psychopathy would score lower on standardized psychopathy assessments, and with clinical, definitely higher. Okay, so just think of it on a continuum, and let's just look. There'd be slight differences here. So with pathological lying, with clinical, this could be that they actually create a brand new identity for themselves on a regular basis. And with here in corporate, it may just be that they're manipulative. Maybe they've added a few items to their resume. Of course, that's dishonest. Maybe they embellish how much they've sold or how much their expense account is so they can get more back. Maybe not necessarily as grandiose of lying here that you see with pathological. Now, this also as well with affective, lack of remorse or guilt, they literally do not feel and therefore can sense in others guilt or remorse. And so then it's just they've got this blunted affect. They do not feel to the extent that a lot of other people do. For corporate, this may just be more insensitive, callous, blames others for mistakes. Okay, not that they are devoid of feeling guilt or shame for the things they do, but it is less so than, say, somebody who's not psychopathic. Parasitic lifestyle and all that, this is that somebody lives off of others, manipulates and charms others, and then that's the person who pays for the home and the car and takes them out to dinner and all that kind of stuff. Here, a little bit less so, just unreliable and focused. They need immediate gratification. So like if something is exciting now, they're going to jump on it then thinking about, hey, what if I were to wait for a little bit and save some money and then I could do more later? That just doesn't happen here. But here's the big difference, is in the antisocial domain of psychopathy. And the big difference between clinical is often are violent. Clinical people, psychopathy often are violent. And that might not be the case in corporate, that you get more intimidating, bullying, and verbally aggressive, but not necessarily physically violent. Still a lot of harm done to the people and also to organizations. But I'd look forward to hearing your comments about this. I just wanted to give some understanding, because I think it is important to bring awareness to this issue. And too often, clinical kind of clouds what people know and think about in terms of, wow, this could be somebody at work. Now, that said, we're not here to diagnose others. This really does require a lot of work in order to be able to properly diagnose. But this can give us clues as to, wow, this might be somebody I don't really want to spend much time with. I definitely don't want to share personal information with, or money, or so forth. So I hope this is helpful. I look forward to seeing your comments, and we will talk to you on the next video. Take good care.